Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, you are highly and very welcome. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I made this bubu gown with pleats on the shoulder. If it's what you like to learn, kindly watch to the end. And if you're yet to subscribe, please hit on the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Without wasting much time, let's get started. For this tutorial, I'm using 3 yards of damask fabric and half yard of doll face. The first thing I'm going to do is to fold my fabric into 4, just like the way I'm doing. So just go ahead and fold your fabric into 4 because we're going to be cutting the front and the back piece together. After folding your fabric into 4, you're going to rule a starting line where your measurement is going to start from. So on that starting line, you're going to impute your shoulder measurement divided by 2. The shoulder measurement I'm working with is 15 inches. So 15 inches divided by 2 is 7.5, and I added extra 1 inch, making it 8.5. And for the neck width and neck depth, I'm marking 2.5 by 2.5. After marking my shoulder measurement divided by 2 on my starting line, I'm going to place my tape on my starting line and I'm going to measure downwards to the full length of my dress. Sorry guys, I couldn't capture the full length of my dress because my table is too small. So just go ahead and get the full length of your dress. The full length I'm using is 60 inches. So I added extra 2 inches for folding. Placing my tape on the shoulder measurement that I marked, remember we added 1 inch to our shoulder measurement, which is 8.5. So placing my tape from that 8.5, I'm going to mark 6 inches. This 6 inches is for the pleats on the shoulder of the dress. So when I fold the 6 inches, it's going to be 3 inches on both sides. So just go ahead and mark 6 inches from your shoulder measurements and you're going to make a mark there. So after marking the 6 inches for the fold at the shoulder, you're going to place your tape from that 6 inches you marked and measure downwards to determine the length of your sleeve. After marking your desired sleeve length, you're going to place your tape from your starting line and you're going to measure downwards to your bust point. The bust point I'm working with is 10 inches. So I'm going to make a mark at 10 inches. After making a mark at my bust point, I'm going to divide the biggest part of my body circumference, which is my hip. So my hip divided by 4, I'm going to mark it on that my bust point that I marked. And I'm going to add extra 5 inches for allowance and also 1 inch for joining allowance, making it 6 inches. So I measured everything and it was about 15 inches. So I'm going to mark that 15 inches from my bust line down to my full length. Afterwards, I'm going to connect it and I'll also connect from my bust line to my sleeve and I'll use my scissors to cut this out. After cutting it out, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to minus 2 inches from the sleeve length. These 2 inches I'm removing from the sleeve length is for the plain fabric that was added to the sleeve. So just go ahead and remove 2 inches from the sleeve length if you are adding a plain fabric to the sleeve. But if you're not adding, you can just leave it like that. So after that, I'm going to remove my pins and open it up. Then I'm going to turn to the wrong side and I'll use half inch to join the shoulder. But before turning it to the wrong side, I'm going to notch the center of the neckline. So I was done joining the shoulders with half inch. So I'll go ahead now and turn it to the front. Still on the shoulder area, I'm going to mark the 8.5 inches I marked on my shoulder, minusing the 2.5 inch on my neckline. After marking the 8.5 inches for the shoulder line, from that 8.5 inches, I'm going to mark 6 inches that we left for the folding on the shoulder part. For the length of this fold, I'm going to come down by 6 inches on the front and on the back as well. I'll also do the same for the other side of the shoulder. Then I'll use my pin to pin this down like this. Then I'll go back to my machine and stitch this down. So I was done sewing it and this is what it looks like. Then I'm going to spread it out and then fold it in total like this. After folding it into two, I'll make sure that both sides aligns very well, and I'm going to use my pin to pin this down. So just take your time and arrange both sides, and you pin it down on every side to avoid shifting. Placing my tape on my shoulder, I'm going to measure downwards to my half length. Then on that half length, I'm going to come inwards by 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect from that 1 inch I came in by on my half length to the 2.5 inch neck width I marked on my shoulder line. Then for my half length, I'm going to mark 1 inch down to my full length. This is for the plain fabric I added at the center. So this 1 inch I'm removing now. I'm going to replace the 1 inch with that plain fabric. So just go ahead and cut this out. So after cutting it out, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to fold this opening into two. I'm going to fold it into two from the neck area, and I'm going to measure downwards the full length. So after measuring it, I had 16 inches. So I'll go ahead now and cut my plain fabric. The wideness of my plain fabric is 5 inches. If you're cutting on fold, the width is 2.5, but if you're cutting it open like this, it is 5 inches. Now for the length, you are going to fold it into two. Since when you were measuring the open part of that fabric that you cut out, you measured it on fold. So while cutting the plain fabric as well, the length is going to be on fold. So just measure the length of your fabric on fold 60 inches and the wideness 5 inches. I had to join the length of this fabric because it was not up to 60 inches. But just make sure that your length is exactly the length you got when you measured it round. So after cutting your pieces out, you're going to measure 11 inches downwards. This 11 inches is for the neck area. So you're not going to sew this part. Then after marking that 11 inches, you're going to mark 2.5 inches, which is the center of the width. You're going to mark 2.5 inches downwards. This 2.5 inches, it is where you're going to sew. Then you're going to come over to the down part from the full length. The full length is 16 inches. Then from that 16 inches, you're going to measure upwards to 15 inches because of the opening it has on the down part. So placing your tape on the full length, you're going to measure upwards to 15 inches for the opening. You're not going to sew this place as well. So you're going to mark 2.5 inches from the 11 inches you came down by for the neck area to the 15 inches you came up by for the opening at the down part. After marking the 2.5 inches, I'll go back to my machine now, and I'm going to sew exactly on that 2.5 inch line that I marked. So I was done sewing the 2.5 inch line that I marked, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to get my clothes now, and I'm going to attach it. I'm going to attach the fabric like this on my clothes. I'm going to attach it like this on my clothes using 1/2 inch. So I just go over to my sewing machine now and sew it using 1/2 inch, and I'll come and show you guys what it looks like. So I was done joining it, and this is what it looks like. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to replace the 2 inches I removed from the sleeve length. So I'm going to cut by plain fabric 2.5 inches on fold, because we minus 2 inches, then the 1/2 inches for joining. So I've cut two pieces for the two sleeves. So I'll go over to my machine now and join this with 1/2 inch. Then for the inner belt, I'm going to turn to the wrong side, and from the shoulder area, I'm going to measure downwards to my half length. Then on that half length, I'm going to place my clip on the center front, and I'm going to come in by 4.5 inches. I will mark 4.5 inches on both sides of the front. This is where my belt is going to start from. So I'm going to get pieces of my fabric and cut two straps for the belt. After turning it, I'm going to stitch it like this on the clothes. Then I'll also go ahead and fold the down parts. So I'll go back to my sewing machine and do this. Then I'll come and show you guys what it looks like. So guys, I've gone ahead to fold the down parts, and this is what it looks like. And this is the sleeve too. I've joined the plain fabric to the sleeve, and then this is the belt. I turned the belt and I stitched it on that 4 inches I came in by. Then the last thing to do is to join the front and the back piece together using 1 inch. So just go ahead and arrange the back piece and the front piece together, making sure that it aligns. Then use your pin to pin it down, and you're going to use 1/2 inch to sew from the sleeve down to the hem. So I'll quickly do this and come and show you guys the final look. I've joined the front and the back together, and this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful this came out. So guys, if you find this video helpful, please like and drop a comment, and please do well to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. Bye.